Mr. Amiri Baraka. I had the pleasure of meeting him. We brought him to a hip-hop conference that we used to hold, and it's still going on, and it's in its 15th year since 7, 8 of us started it with a whole bunch of people fighting us. As soon as they hear the term hip-hop, it's like, you need police presence. What are you guys doing? What's really happening? And this guy was one of the people that got it and understood it. And quick story, I was hoping to get an exchange with him, and I saw him entering when Afeni Shakur was our keynote that year, 2002 of April, and I see him, I'm like, yo, I just read a bunch of his plays in class. So I come up to him and I'm like, yo, Mr. Baraka, I just want to, he's like, hold that thought. Can you point me to the direction of the men's room? That was the only exchange I had with him, but it's a funny dude. So this is something he wrote right after 9/11 called Somebody Blew Up America.
Come on. Tell the truth.
Somebody blew up America. They say it's some terrorist, some barbaric Arab in Afghanistan. It wasn't our American terrorists, it wasn't the Klan or the skinheads, or them that blows up nigger churches or reincarnates us on death row. It wasn't Trent Lott or David Duke or Giuliani or Schindler, Helms retiring. It wasn't the gonorrhea in costume, the white sheep diseases that have murdered black people, terrorized reason and sanity, most of humanity as they pleases. They say, who did the saying? Who is them paying? Who tell the lies? Who in disguise? Who had the slaves? Who got the bucks out the bucks? Who got fat from plantations? Who genocided Indians? Tried to waste the black nation? Who live on Wall Street, the first plantation? Who cut your nuts off? Who raped your ma? Who lynched your pa? Who got the tar? Who got the feathers? Who had the match? Who set the fires? Who killed and hired? Who say they God and still be the devil? Who the biggest only? Who the most goodest? Who do Jesus resemble? Who created everything? Who the smartest? Who the greatest? Who the richest? Who say you ugly and they the good lookingest? Who defined art? Who defined science? Who made the bombs? Who made the guns? Who bought the slaves? Who sold them? Who called you them names? Who say Dahmer wasn't insane? Who? Who stole Puerto Rico? Who stole the Indies, the Philippines, Manhattan, Australia, and the Hebrides? Who forced opium on the Chinese? Who owned them buildings? Who got the money? Who think you funny? Who locked you up? Who owned the papers? Who owned the slave ship? Who run the army? Who the fake president? Who the ruler? Who the banker? Who owned the mind? Who twist your mind? Who got bread? Who need peace? Who you think need war? Who own the oil? Who do the toil? Who do no toil? Who own the soil? Who is not a nigger? Who is so great ain't nobody bigger? Who own this city? Who own the air? Who own the water? Who own your crib? Who rob and steal and cheat and murder and make lies the truth? Who call you uncouth? Who live in the biggest house? Who do the biggest crime? Who go on vacation anytime? Who killed the most niggas? Who killed the most Jews? Who killed the most Italians? Who killed the most Irish? Who killed the most Africans? Who killed the most Japanese? Who killed the most Latinos? Who? Who owned the ocean? Who owned the airplanes? Who owned the malls? Who owned television? Who owned radio? Who owned what ain't even known to be known? And who owned the owners that ain't the real owners? Who owned the suburbs? Who sucked the cities? Who make the laws? Who made Bush president? Who believe the Confederate flag need to be flying? Who talk about democracy and be lying? Who the beast in Revelations? Who's 666? Who know who decide Jesus get crucified? Who the devil on the real side? Who got rich from Armenian genocide? Who the biggest terrorist? Who changed the Bible? Who killed the most people? Who do the most evil? Who don't worry about survival? Who had the colonies? Who stole the most land? Who ruled the world? Who say they're good but only do evil? Who the biggest executioner? Who owned the oil? Who want more oil? Who told you what you think that later you found out a lie? Who found Bin Laden? Maybe they Satan. Who paid the CIA? Who knew the bomb was gonna blow? Who know why the terrorists learned to fly in Florida, San Diego? Who know why 5 Israelis was filming the explosion and cracking their sides at the notion? Who need fossil fuel when the sun ain't going nowhere? Who make the credit cards? Who get the biggest tax cut? Who walked out of the conference against racism? Who killed Malcolm, Kennedy, and his brother? Who killed Dr. King? Who would want such a thing? Are they linked to the murder of Lincoln? Who invaded Grenada? Who made money from apartheid? Who keep the Irish a colony? Who overthrow Chile and Nicaragua later? Who killed David Sebeco, Chris Hani, the same ones who killed Biko, Cabral, Neruda, Allende, Che Guevara, Sandino? Who killed Kabila, the ones who wasted Lumumba, Mondlane, Betty Shabazz, Princess Di, Ralph Featherston, Little Bobby? Who locked up Mandela, Daruba, Geronimo, Assata, Mumia, Garvey, Dashiell Hammett, Alpheus Hutton? Who killed Huey Newton, Fred Hampton, Medgar Evers, Mikey Smith, Walter Rodney? Was it the ones who tried to poison Fidel? Who tried to keep the Vietnamese oppressed? Who put a price on Lenin's head? Who put the Jews in ovens? And who helped them do it? Who said America first and okayed the yellow stars? Who killed Rosa Luxemburg, Liebknecht? Who murdered the Rosenbergs? And all the good people iced, tortured, assassinated, vanished? Who got rich from Algeria, Libya, Haiti, Iran, Iraq, Saudi, Kuwait, Lebanon, Syria, Egypt, Jordan, Palestine? Who got rich from... Who cut off people's hands in the Congo? Who invented AIDS? Who put the germs in the Indians' blankets? Who thought up the Trail of Tears? Who blew up the Maine and started the Spanish-American War? Who got Sharon back in power? Who backed Batista, Hitler, Bilbo, Chiang Kai-shek? Who decided affirmative action had to go? Reconstruction, the New Deal, the New Frontier, the Great Society. Who do Tom Ask Clarence work for? Who doo-doo come out the colon's mouth? Who know what kind of skeezer is a Condoleezza? Who pay Connolly to be a wooden Negro? Who give Genius Awards to Homo Lucus Subsidiary? Who overthrew Nkrumah, Bishop? Who poisoned Robeson? Who tried to put Du Bois in jail? Who framed Rap Jamil Al-Amin? Who framed the Rosenbergs, Garvey, the Scottsboro Boys, the Hollywood 10? Who knew the World Trade Center was going to get bombed? Who told 4,000 Israeli workers at the Twin Towers to stay home that day? Why did Sharon stay away? Who? Explosion of owl, the newspapers say the devil face could be seen. Who make money from war? Who make dough from fear and lies? Who want the world like it is? Who want the world to be ruled by imperialism and national oppression and terror, violence, hunger and poverty? Who is the ruler of hell? Who is the most powerful? Who ever seen God? But everybody's seen the devil.